Good morning children. Today let us recapitulate chapter number 1 number system. So let me quickly revise the numbers you are learnt in your earlier classes. First you learnt natural numbers which are nothing but 1, 2, 3 etc. Next come the whole numbers. Natural numbers along with the number 0 you called it as whole numbers. Next is integers, combination of positive natural number, negative natural number along with the number 0. Next comes the fraction which is nothing but the part of a whole. Next you learnt rational number, a number which can be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers such that q is not equal to 0. Example 1 by 2, 3 by 2, minus 1 by 4, minus 1 by 5, etc. These are all the numbers you learnt in your earlier classes. Now it was found that still there exist infinitely many numbers on this number line that cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. So when the number is not able to be expressed in the form of p by q, a special name was given to that number. That number was called as irrational number, because rational number you are able to express in the form of p by q. When you are not able to express, so they gave the number name as irrational number. Now so your real number line is the combination of rational numbers and irrational numbers. Now you can observe no other kinds of numbers are left out or exhibited on the number line. Hence, it is clear that the number line has rational and irrational numbers only, which together form the collection of real numbers represented by R. This number line, now you call it as the real number line. It can be stated that a real number is either a rational number or an irrational number. So you can very easily see whatever number is represented on this real number line, it is either a rational number or a irrational number. So it is concluded that every real number is represented by a unique point on number line. Also, every point on the number line represents a unique real number. Now let us see some of the important features of these real numbers. The sum of a rational number and an irrational number is an irrational number. These things you have to learn very nicely, because you may get in the fill up the blanks or in 1 mark question. Next, negative of an irrational number is an irrational number. Next, there can be infinitely many irrational numbers between two numbers on the number line. Fourth one, the sum, difference, product, quotient of two irrational number may be or may not be an irrational number. Next, the product of rational, that is it should be a non-zero number, and an irrational number is always an irrational number. Now let us quickly understand these real numbers with the flow chart. This real numbers, as I told now, it is divided into two types. One is the rational number and the second one is the irrational number. This rational number, again it is divided into two types. One is the terminating rational number. The other one you call it as non-terminating recurring rational number. Terminating rational number, example we are having 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4, etc. What is non-terminating rational number or non-terminating recurring rational number? Examples are 1 by 3. If you are going to divide 1 by 3, you will see the answer as 0.3333. That is 3 is getting repeated again and again. So you call that number as recurring, and also it is not terminating. So you call it as non-terminating recurring rational number. Again, if you are going to divide 4 by 9, you are also going to observe the same thing. 35 upon 99, also the same thing. That will be the answer, will be a decimal expansion will be a non-terminating and recurring. These type of numbers, that is the non-decimal expansion of these type of numbers, again it can be converted back to a rational number. We will see in detail how this decimal expansion of this rational number can be converted into this rational number. Now irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are the non-terminating or non-recurring. That means they will never end, and non-recurring also no digit is repeated again and again. For example, if you are going to observe root 2, the decimal expansion is 1.414 etc. No number is repeated over here, and again you can see it is non-terminating also. Similarly, value of pi 3.141592653 etc. etc. Here also you are able to observe this is endless. This is going on and on, which is non-terminating and non-recurring. Non-recurring means no number is repeated again and again. Now let us see a question. Write a rational number between 3 and 4. So you have to underline this rational number. You are asked to find a rational number between 3 by 4. Again, there are many methods. You can use any method. I am going to use the method. Since only one rational number is asked, just I will be adding these two rational numbers and divide by 2. That is 3 plus 4 divided by 2 is equal to 7 by 2. So I can say 7 by 2 is a rational number between 3 and 4. This method is called mean method. If more rational numbers are asked, you can multiply both the numbers by 10 in the numerator and 10 in the denominator. That is different method. Any method you can use to find a rational number between 3 and 4. Now, read the question. Write an irrational number. Irrational number means which is non-terminating and non-recurring. In the exam, you should read the question carefully whether it is a rational number or irrational number. Rational numbers are either terminating, first case, otherwise non-terminating and recurring. But whereas irrational numbers are non-terminating, you should remember this definition always, non-terminating and non-recurring. This is very important. So here I am asked to find an irrational number between 3 and 4. That is, an irrational number should lie between 3 and 4. It's very easy to write. So I can write it as 3.10001. Any number I can write. 1 that should not get repeated. Keep the dots over here. I can also write it as 3.20001. 00001 etc. So this is very easy to write, but see to that your number always lies between 3 and 4. Should be very careful in the exam. Now we will move on to the topic rationalization. Let us see what you mean by rationalization. Consider the case 1 upon root 2. 1 upon root 2 is an irrational number. Is it easy for you to represent this irrational number on a number line? No. So what we are going to do is, I am going to convert this denominator, that is irrational number, to a rational number. So converting this irrational number to a rational number, you call it as a rationalization. So for converting this to a rational number, what I am going to do is, I am going to multiply by the same denominator over here, both in the numerator and in the denominator. Since the denominator is having root 2, I am going to multiply root 2 in the numerator and root 2 in the denominator. So when I get the answer, I see 1 into root 2 is root 2, and in the denominator root 2 into root 2 is equal to 2. As you know, root a into root a is equal to a. That means root 5 into root 5 is 5. Root 6 into root 6 is 6. So when you multiply any two numbers inside the root, you get that only that rational number, not the root. So root a into root a is a. Root 5 into root 5 is 5. So root 2 into root 2 is 2. This is when it is a single number. Suppose if I have an expression 1 upon root 2 minus 3. How to convert? This is mixture of rational and irrational. Now how to rationalize this to a rational number? In order to do that, I'll be seeing the sign over here. If it is minus, I have to multiply by its opposite sign. That is, I'll be writing root 2 plus 3 upon root 2 plus 3. This you have to be very careful. Opposite sign is always taken over here. If it is a single number, I can take the same number in the numerator and in the denominator. If it is of the expression, the opposite sign of the expression is taken over here. That is, if it is minus, I take plus. If it is plus, I take minus. You say this as conjugate. Conjugate means opposite sign. Conjugate of minus is plus, conjugate of plus is minus. Now this can be written as 1 into root 2 plus 3, and in the denominator you have root 2 minus 3 into root 2 plus 3. So in the numerator 1 into root 2 plus 3 is root 2 plus 3, and in the denominator, in the case of rationalization, always you can observe you will be having a minus b into a plus b identity. In all the sums in the denominator, you will be having this identity only in the case of rationalization. That is whenever you have an expression. So it will be a minus b into a plus b. What is a minus b into a plus b? Which is nothing but a square minus b square. So I can write root 2 whole square minus root 3 whole square. So my answer will be root 2 plus 3 divided by, just now I said root 2 into root 2. Root 2 square means root 2 into root 2. What is root 2 into root 2? 2 minus what is root 3 into root 3? 3. So my answer will be root 2 plus 3 upon minus 1. Don't keep minus sign in the denominator. So it has to be taken in the numerator and write it as minus of, bracket you write root 2 plus 3. You can open the bracket also, or I can leave the answer as it is also. So in case of rationalization, you have only two forms, that is only root a. That is, otherwise root a can take any values. Otherwise, either it can be in the form of root a, otherwise it can be of the form root a plus root b in the form of expression, or root a plus any number a also b. So it can be of the any form in the denominator. So you have to follow the rule accordingly. If it is of the single number, repeat the same number in the numerator and the denominator. If it is of the expression, you do the conjugate, that is opposite sign. Now let us discuss some important questions based on the topics I have covered now. First question, what will be the sum of a rational number and irrational number? So you can write sum of a rational number and an irrational number. Can you say me the answer? Yes, it is an irrational number. Sum of a rational number and irrational number is irrational number. Just now I showed you the properties of irrational numbers. Irrational number. Second one, find the value of 3 minus root 11 into 3 minus root 11. So what is this number 3 minus root 11? It is an irrational number. Again you are having 3 minus root 11. It is an irrational number. So can you find any identity over here? Yes, it is a minus b into a minus b. So which is a minus b into a minus b. This can be written as a minus b whole square. So what is the identity a minus b whole square? A square minus 2ab plus b square. Now I can replace the values. A is 3. 3 square minus 2 into 3 into root 11 plus root 11 whole square. 3 square is 9. 2 3s are 6. Minus 6 root 11 plus root 11 into root 11 is 11. Now 11 plus 9 is 20 minus 6 root 11. This is the answer. Some of you will by mistake subtract 20 and 6. I cannot do that because 20 is a rational number and 6 root 11 is a irrational number. I cannot subtract these two numbers. So you have to leave the answer as it is. Question number 3. 665 upon 625 will terminate after dash decimal places. So there are so many ways to do this sum. Either you can divide it directly, otherwise one simplest method is make the denominator always 0. Depending upon the number of zeros, you can keep the decimal place. So when I multiply, in order to make it as 0, what I do is I multiply 665 multiplied by 8 and 625 is also multiplied by 8. So when I multiplied by 8, I got 5320 upon 5000 So this is nothing but 1064 upon 1000. Now you can keep the number of decimal places easily. So it will terminate after 3 decimal places. This is one way of doing. Another way you can directly divide. Another way you will learn it in 10th standard also. So one more question. Can you find an irrational number between 5 and 6? So as I said earlier, that should be an irrational number. You have to read the sum carefully. It is not rational number. It is irrational number. So I can write it as 5.010001001 ... These dots are very important. This shows it is non-terminating, and no number is recurring also. Recurring means no number is repeated over here. No, you should not repeat any number. You should write a number between 5 and 6. Any number you can write. So this is an irrational number. Now let us simplify. 6 root 36 minus 5 root 12. You know the square root of 36 is 6. So I can write 6 into 6 minus 5 into root 12 can be expressed as 4 into 3. So 6 into 6 minus 5 into square root of 4 is 2. Root 3 I had to keep it inside only because it cannot be further simplified. So this is 36 minus 5 2s are 10 root 3. Again I cannot subtract 36 minus 10. As I said earlier, 36 is a rational number and minus 10 root 3 is an irrational number. So you cannot subtract over here. You have to leave the answer as it is over here. Next one. Again simplify 21 root 12 upon 10 root 27. So this can be written as 21 into square root of, again 4 3s are 12 and denominator 10 multiplied by 27 can be written as 9 3s are 27. Always try to express the numbers such that you have at least one square number over here. If both are square numbers, no problem. At least you try to express one number as a square number so that you can easily take out the square root of this 4 also, this 9 also. So I can write 21 into square root of 4 is 2 into root 3 upon 10 multiplied by square root of 9 is 3 into root 3. This root 3 and root 3 will get cancelled. 3 7s are 21. So it can be written as, and 2 1s are 2, 5 2s are 10. So my answer will be 7 upon 5. Always give the answer in the simplest form. Now one more sum. Rationalize 1 upon root 3 minus root 2. So since this is an expression, as I explained earlier, I have to multiply by the opposite sign of this expression. What is opposite sign of minus over here? Plus. So I have to multiply by root 3 plus root 2, and again in the denominator also I have to repeat the same, root 3 plus root 2. So in the numerator 1 into root 3 plus root 2 will be root 3 plus root 2, and in the denominator I will be having the identity a minus b into a plus b, which is nothing but root 3 whole square minus root 2 whole square. So this is nothing but root 3 plus root 2 upon root 3 square is 3 and root 2 square is 2. So 3 minus 2. So which is equal to root 3 plus root 2. This is the answer because 3 minus 2 is 1. So while multiplying in the rationalization, while multiplying you have to be very careful. You have to take the opposite sign over here. Look at this sum. X is equal to 7 plus 5 root 2. You have to find the value of x square plus 1 upon x square. This sum is very important sum. In these types of sums, whenever you have x, immediately you should find 1 upon x. That is 1 upon 7 plus 5 root 2. This should be your first step. So this is nothing but just now we saw whenever there is a root in the denominator we have to rationalize. How to rationalize? I have to take the opposite sign of this expression. So I will be taking 7 minus 5 root 2 upon 7 minus 5 root 2. So in the numerator I have 1 into 7 minus 5 root 2, which is nothing but 7 minus 5 root 2, and in the denominator I said it is a plus b into a minus b, which is nothing but 7 square minus 5 root 2 whole square. So this is equal to 7 minus 5 root 2. In the denominator 7 square is 49. Again you have to be very careful over here. 5 square is 25. Root 2 square is 2. So 25 into 2 is 50. So this is equal to 7 minus 5 root 2 upon 49 minus 50 is minus 1. I said earlier, take the negative sign to the numerator. 7 minus 5 root 2, you put it in the bracket. So this is the answer over here. Now if you open the bracket, I am getting minus 7, and minus into minus is plus 5 root 2. Now you are able to observe x is 7 plus 5 root 2 and 1 by x is minus 7 plus 5 root 2. Now I want to find x square plus 1 by x square. You know the identity, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. This identity you can use to find the value of x square plus 1 by x square. For finding this, first I will find x plus 1 by x, because you are having x plus 1 by x over here. Let me find x plus 1 by x. X plus 1 by x is equal to 7 plus 5 root 2. And what is 1 by x? Minus 7 plus 5 root 2. Minus 7 and plus 7 will get cancelled, and I will be getting 5 root 2 plus 5 root 2 will be 10 root 2. Now I can put the value in the given identity. So what is x plus 1 by x whole square, which is nothing but 10 root 2 whole square, and this is x square plus 1 by x square plus 2ab, 2 into x into 1 by x. This always gets cancelled. Now you can square it. 10 tens are 100. 100 into 2 is 200. 200 is equal to x square plus 1 by x square plus 2. Now you can take the 2 to the other side. So 200 minus 2 is equal to x square plus 1 by x square. So 198 is equal to x square plus 1 by x square. This is a very easy method to do. First you have to find x will be given in the question. So immediately you find 1 by x. 1 by x already you know how to find. It is nothing but the rationalization. After that always you find x plus 1 by x. So then you can easily put it in the identity. Some of you are doing, you are squaring x square, x you are squaring separately, and x square 1 by x you are squaring separately, which is little bit tedious. Instead of that, you can directly use this identity and find the value of x square plus 1 by x square. This is a easy method. Let us see one more important sum. X is equal to root 5 plus root 3 upon root 5 minus root 3. Here y is equal to root 5 minus root 3 upon root 5 plus root 3, and you have to find the value of x square plus y square. So you are finding root in the denominator, immediately you should rationalize it. So we know x is equal to root 5 plus root 3 upon root 5 minus root 3. I am going to rationalize. Rationalizing means opposite sign you have to multiply and divide. So I will be writing root 5 plus root 3 upon root 5 plus root 3. So in the numerator, if you are able to observe, it is a plus b whole square, and in the denominator always in the case of rationalization, when there is an expression, you will have a square minus b square. So in the numerator it is a plus b into a plus b, which is a square plus b square plus 2ab, 2 into root 5 into root 3. And in the denominator a square minus b square. So root 5 whole square minus root 3 whole square. So in the numerator, what is root 5 square? 5. Root 3 square 3. And 5 2s are, 2 into root 5 into root 3 is root 15. So you have to write root 15. And in the denominator, root 5 square is 5 and root 3 square is 3. So this is equal to 8 plus 2 root 15 upon 5 minus 3 is 2. Now I can take 2 common in the numerator. Without taking common, don't cancel it like this. You have to take it common first. 2 into 4 plus root 15 upon 2. This 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Now you can cancel. First you had to take the common term outside, then cancel. Without taking the common term outside, you should not cancel. Similarly, we will be rationalizing y now. Y is equal to root 5 minus root 3 upon root 5 plus root 3. Rationalize root 5 minus root 3 upon root 5 minus root 3. Now in the numerator you are having the identity a minus b whole square, and in the denominator a square minus b square. What is a minus b whole square? A square plus b square minus 2ab minus root 5 into root 3 upon root 5 square minus root 3 square. Now root 5 square is 5. Root 3 square is 3 minus 2 root 15 upon root 5 square is 5. Root 3 square is 3, which is nothing but 8 minus 2 root 15 upon 2. As I said earlier, take 2 common outside. So 2 into 4 minus root 15 upon 2. 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So my answer will be 4 minus root 15. Now you have got the value of x and the value of y. There is no root in the denominator. Now I have to find x square plus y square. You know the identity. X plus y whole square is equal to x square plus y square plus 2xy. Now what is x? 4 plus root 15. What is y? 4 minus root 15. I had to square this, and this is equal to, I have to find this x square plus y square, and this plus 2xy will always, you will have only 2 only, because it gets cancelled, you see. Root 5 plus root 3 upon root 5 minus root 3. Here root 5 minus root 3 upon root 5 plus root 3. So always it gets cancelled in case of rationalization over here. Only 2 will be left out. Again, if you are going to observe over here, root 15 minus root 15 get cancelled. You are having only 8. So 8 square is equal to x square plus y square plus 2. Take this 2 to the other side. 8 square is 64. So 64 minus 2 is equal to x square plus y square, or my answer will be, implies x square plus y square will be equal to 62. Again, some are getting confused. They are writing x over here, squaring. They are writing y over here, squaring without rationalization. If you are going to take square over here directly without rationalization, then it will be tedious for you. Always do it in separate steps like this, and finally put the values over here. You can get the answer very easily. Let us discuss this simple question. Convert this into a rational number, that is in the form of p by q. So first, what is the first step? I will be write, let x is equal to 0.32 bar. Always you should observe where is the bar. Here we are having bar only in one number. So I will be writing this as 0.3222 ... Now since only one number is repeating, I will be multiplying it by 10. So 10x is equal to 10 into 0.322 ... When you multiply by 10, one decimal place moves forward. So this is equal to 3.222 ... So this is 10x is equal to. You name this as equation 1. This is equation 2. Now I am going to subtract the first equation from the second equation. So now you write 10x is equal to 3.222 ... and the first equation over here, x is equal to 0.322 ... So when I subtract, I get this. Well, cancelling, please look at it carefully. Only equal number of decimal places I can cancel. I can cancel 2 over here, 2 over here, but I cannot cancel it over here, because here having 2, here having 3. I cannot cancel. Only equal number of decimal places I can cancel, and 12 minus 3 is 9, and 2 minus 0 is 2. and here you are having 9x is equal to, or x is equal to 2.9 upon 9. In order to remove the decimal place, I can write it as, you multiply by 10 and remove the decimal place. This can be written as 29 upon 90. So this is in the form of P by Q now. Now one more simple sum, just you have to evaluate 81 upon 49 whole raised to the power of minus 3 by 2. First, always you have to remove the negative power, make it positive. How to make it positive? By reciprocaling this number. What is the reciprocal of 81 upon 49? 49 upon 81. So I can write this as 49 upon 81 whole raised to the power of 3 by 2. Always you have to make the power positive. Power is made positive by reciprocaling the number. Now, since denominator is 2 over here, again it is a hint for you. This 49 can be expressed in the powers of some number to the power of 2. So I can express 49 as 7 power 2 and 81 as 9 power 2 whole raised to the power of 3 by 2. This can be written as 7 power 2 into 3 by 2 and 9 power 2 into 3 by 2. This 2 and 2 will get cancelled. So my answer will be 7 power 3 upon 9 power 3, or you can also write it as 7 upon 9 whole power 3. This can be simplified and written. That is 7 into 7 into 7, which is nothing but 343. And this is 9 and 7, 29. So one more sum based on the same type. 3125 upon 243 whole raised to the power of 4 by 5. Again it is a hint for you. Since the denominator is 5, this number has to be expressed in the form of power of 5. So 3125 just now we did, it can be expressed as 5 raised to the power of 5, and 243 can be written as 3 raised to the power of 5. If you are not knowing, you can do the prime factorization in your rough column. And this is whole raised to the power of 4 upon 5. So 5 power 5 into 4 upon 5 divided by 3 power 5 into 4 upon 5. 5 and 5 will get cancelled. So this is equal to 5 power 5 divided by 5 power 4 divided by 3 power 4. So what is 5 power 4? 625. What is 3 power 4? It is 81. So my answer is 625 upon 81. These are all very simple sums, but these basics you should know how to do. If you are knowing the basics, you can do difficult sums also. One more important sum. Prove 81 upon 16 whole raised to the power of minus 3 by 4 into bracket 25 by 9 whole raised to the power of minus 3 by 2 divided by 5 by 2 whole raised to the power of minus 3 is equal to 1. So first let me write LHS. What is LHS? 81 upon 16 whole raised to the power of minus 3 by 4 into 25 upon 9 whole raised to the power of minus 3 by 2 divided by 5 by 2 whole raised to the power of minus 3. Now what I have to do this, first make the power positive. Making the power positive is reciprocal. So I can write this as 61 upon 81 whole raised to the power of 3 upon 4 into this also 9 upon 25 whole raised to the power of 2 by 3. 3 by 2 divided by 2 by 5 whole raised to the power of 3. Now 16 can be written as 2 power 4. So 2 power 4 divided by 3 power 4 whole raised to the power of 3 by 4 into 9 can be written as 3 square and 25 it can be written as 5 square whole raised to the power of 3 by 2 divided by, you can write this as 2 power 3 upon 5 power 3. Now I can cancel this 2 power 4 into 3 power 4 as 2 power 4 into 3 by 4. 4 and 4 will get cancelled. Similarly in the denominator 4 and 4 will get cancelled. Write it separately and then cancel it. Here also 3 power 2 into 3 by 2, 5 power 2 into 3 by 2 divided by since it is divided 2 power 3 upon 5 by 3. So this will become 2 power 3 upon 3 power 3 into 2 and 2 will get cancelled. 3 power 3 upon 5 power 3. This divided can be changed to multiplication sign and written as 5 power 3 upon 2 power 3. Now you are able to observe 2 power 3, 2 power 3, 3 power 3 and 3 power 3, 5 power 3 and 5 power 3. All the numbers get cancelled. So the answer is equal to 1. So what is the right hand side? Right hand side is also equal to 1. So you write LHS is equal to RHS